Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good week. Welcome to Rams Revealed. I'm your host, JB Long, and this week it's Monday Night Football. The 6-3 Rams at the 7-3 Buccaneers. Kickoff is at 5:15 Pacific, and you can catch Monday Night Football locally on ABC7 or on ESPN. Today's guest will help us preview that matchup, and individually, he's really one of the major storylines of Week 11 across the league, and for the Rams, certainly for the balance of their regular season. Joe Noteboom stepped in at left tackle for an injured Andrew Whitworth deep in the first half of last week's win over the Seattle Seahawks. And now with the soon-to-be 39-year-old veteran landing on injured reserve, Noteboom's time is now. Good afternoon, Joe, and thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
What were you thinking and feeling at SoFi Stadium last weekend when Andrew Whitworth went down?
Initially, it was just kind of a shock, thinking about it like everyone else was, just kind of feeling bad for him, feeling disappointed, but then quickly realizing that it's my turn to go in and just to go in and, try to do as best as he would. He's a great leader. So just trying to go in and fill that spot for the team.
That was something, wasn't it, to see him get on that cart and do his best to invigorate you and the rest of your teammates to will you to victory in Week 10.
Yeah, it's a tough scene to watch. I've been on the cart last year. Messed my knee up, so definitely know the feeling, and just seeing him throughout the facility and he's still trying to motivate us and be involved is good for us.
What's he meant to your career so far, would you say?
He's probably the best mentor I possibly could have had. I mean, just coming in, having a guy with 14 years of experience, playing at the level he is, I just kind of soaked it all in and kind of watched him, and it's been a great guy to have in front of me. So definitely extremely helpful.
Joe, there aren't many areas of football where you have more experience than Big Whit, but rehab might actually be one of them. You're coming off an injury of your own, multiple injuries really going back to last season with the knee, and then this year's calf strain. What were those stints like off the field when you're battling to get back?
It's just kind of lonely. You kind of feel out of the mix. You try to go to all the meetings and everything, but just not being able to go out there and practice, you kind of feel left out, and you kind of want to, just do something, but you can't. So it's just it's hard. It's hard to not be able to go out there. So I definitely know what he's going through right now.
Do the Rams take care of you as players mentally and emotionally as well as physically during rehabilitation?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The training staff's great. Reggie, just talking us through it, talking what the plan is. We have the sports psychologist at our disposal if we need that. I remember last year it was great for me. Talking to Carrie, our psychologist, was really good. So,
how are you feeling now?
Right now I feel 100%. Like I came back at the start of the season. So.
Wow.
Nothing lingering. So,
well, thank goodness for the Rams that the stars aligned that you were able to be active for last week's game at a moment where you lose Andrew Whitworth for the first time in his LA tenure. How do you think you played in that second half versus the Seahawks?
It was definitely good to get the win and everything, but definitely there's a lot of stuff to work on, and I can be a lot better at to help the team. And just watching it and having this week to prepare, I feel like going into next week is going to be really good.
Did halftime come at the right time? I mean, you basically come in for one play offensively, one snap before you get that break. Did those 10, 12 minutes help you settle into the role that you were about to assume?
Yeah, for sure. Just having the halftime, we can talk through the game plan, what plays we like and everything, just kind of gather myself. And, I was ready before the half and came out ready after the half. So it was good to get a little breather in. But.
Yeah. So as a team, you go from that euphoria of Sean McVay's see you Wednesday in the post-game locker room at SoFi after a division win to then the Wednesday morning news of check that, stay home, we've got a positive test, no one come to work. What was that like to go through?
It's just kind of shocking because we're one of the two teams that hadn't had it yet. So just kind of getting that text to stay home was kind of, no one really knew what was going on and, who was high risk, who else had to stay in. So just kind of confused and shocked, and but since then it's been good. So
Yeah. For those who don't know, the Rams put 3 practice squad players on that COVID-19 list. We wish them the best and a quick recovery, and more details on that to come. But, Joe, can you give us a sense of how much that missed day, that missed Wednesday, set the Rams back in terms of your Week 11 preparation, if at all?
Not at all. It was kind of a bonus day. We're going to do some meetings. We're going to have a walkthrough, but we got the meetings in, so we didn't really miss much at all. Luckily, we were playing on Monday, and this happened on that day, so we weren't behind at all in our weekly schedule.
Does learning the above the neck portion of your game plan virtually seem like second nature now? Like, do you even remember how you used to do it?
Yeah, for sure. We're lucky we have the tent outside, so we can actually come in and meet for some meetings, but on Zoom, it's the same thing pretty much. So it's been pretty good.
At this stage of your career, where are you in terms of playing guard, which you've done a good bit of, versus tackle, which is where everyone expected you would end up as a professional?
I enjoy playing either one. I definitely, think I can play any of them at a high level, but right now it's left tackle, so that's what I'm focusing on. Before it was guard, and that's what I was focusing on. So just now, left tackle is my spot for now. So that's all I'm thinking about.
Do you consider this an audition to be a full-time left tackle in the National Football League?
I feel like anytime you go in to start, it's an audition. But I just want to go out there and play, my best, 100%. Try to help this team get a win. So.
When you were drafted back in 2018, it was, I think, with the intention of having you grow into the role you're now going to occupy, hopefully for the balance of this season. Did it feel like it took forever for this moment to come, however?
When you think about it, a little bit, but I've been playing guard since then. So starting last year, getting hurt, starting this year, at guard, it's been good. So definitely didn't like getting hurt, but getting the opportunities to start at guard were good.
But when Whit signs that 3-year extension this offseason, I'm putting myself in Joe Noteboom's shoes. I'm thinking, wait, what? Really? How much longer is this guy going to go? I thought that was going to be my gig eventually. None of that crossed your mind.
You get a guy like that, you can't help to think about anything like that. He's just such a seasoned vet. He's such a good guy, good leader that, you're glad to have a guy back like that. And, I'll try to go and play wherever they put me. And that was guard at the beginning of the year. So.
Yeah. And it was guard against the Bucs last year at the Coliseum. You see them again this week out on the edge, which means your matchups will include Shaquille Barrett or maybe JPP. Respectively, that's last year's NFL sack leader or this year's one of their leading sack artists. How do you study individual opponents week to week? What are you looking for going into a game?
You just study their moves, study the personnel, study the blitzes so we can know what they're going to do. Just studying the players individually so when they get in front of you, you know what to expect, what type of player they are. It's the same week in, week out. So.
Will you pick Andrew Whitworth's brain, ask him for his opinion or experience versus either of those Buccaneers we're talking about or anyone on their side of the football?
Yeah, for sure. He's already chimed in on that. He's been around to talk to all of us about it, but definitely leaning into him for extra insight would be good.
And then at left tackle, do you really feel like you are out there on an island? Like, how much do you think about the guy next to you, having now played that position as well, and specifically teaming with David Edwards on the left side of Austin Black?
A lot of the times, both positions kind of sync up together. So left guard, can lend help to the left tackle. Left tackle can, lend help to the guard. It's very not all the time you're on an island, and with good coaches like we have and game plans, it's not. They're not just throwing you out there and just say block them. There's thought behind everything. So, but when you got to do your job and keep the quarterback clean. So.
I was thinking about you today as you prepare to go to Raymond James Stadium for a primetime start on the road. And I guess they do have some fans there in Tampa, way less than capacity, of course, like everywhere in the National Football League. And what an advantage, what a blessing that might actually be in disguise for someone asked to do what you're going to be doing in Tampa Bay this week in terms of you'll be able to hear Jared Goff.
Yeah, for sure. Not having to go on a silent count, being able to hear the audibles and everything like that is it's definitely to our advantage. So we're lucky to have that going away to a place like that.
Yeah. On the personal front, Joe, if we can transition away from the field just a little bit, I see you got engaged this summer. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it.
What was that like to pop the question in the middle of a pandemic?
It was kind of weird. We did it on the beach, so kind of had to see which beaches were open. A lot of them were closed, so I found a spot and then did it there. It worked out pretty well, and hopefully we're able to have the wedding, which is supposed to be in April. So,
wow. So you're also planning a wedding during the middle of a football season.
yeah, we got a lot of it done, so not much still going on, but.
And how much did she ask of you in terms of input in that process?
She asked a little bit, but mainly it was all her, and I kind of let it fall to her. So, and she liked it. So.
And is this going to be a Texas wedding?
Yeah. Back
Excellent.
In Little Elm.
Well, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that a second contract at left tackle in National Football League can pay for a whole bunch of weddings. So we wish you the best on Monday night and for many years beyond, Joe.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us.
Yep, no problem.
And as a reminder, it's Monday Night Football. 6-3 Rams at the 7-3 Bucs. Kickoff at 5:15 Pacific. And you can catch that game locally here in Los Angeles on ABC7 or nationally on ESPN. We really do appreciate those of you who take the time to rate and review this podcast. Please subscribe if you haven't already so that you get each new episode typically fresh each Thursday morning. For Joe Noteboom, for Jory and Rudy, Travis and Steph, and for everyone who contributed, I'm JB Long, and this is Rams Review.